Hey guys, so in alchemy, the Negredo phase, it is a phase where things come to die, get revamped, transmuted, and they come back out into the torus field, into the world, and they, when things emanate from or get projected from the black sun, or the depths, the abyss, the void, like the green astral lights, the Aurora Borealis, they'll shoot out from the center, like the Aries logo, and it'll project the sun and the moon. Now, this is the elements, because remember, if everything is coming from that point source, that emanation, right? If everything's coming from that emanation, the prima materia, all right, it's containing all of the goodness, for better or for worse. It signifies the good and the bad, the male and the female, the celestial salt and the celestial niter, the volatile and the fixed, the earth and water elements and the air and fire elements, or the active and the passive. And I guess I'll talk a little bit about the elements. So when it comes to the elements, right, we have fire, earth, air, water. There's a lot of different types. Now, there's 4 different types, but they're all connected. They're all connected, and each element is part of a modality, right? Cardinal, fixed, mutable. Like I said before, the earth and fire signs are the masculine or the active, and the earth and water are feminine or passive, and we all have all the elements inside of us, and they kind of are like the periodic table of elements, right? Carbon would be earth, and some people are torn in the middle about this, which one is which. I feel that carbon is earth, water is hydrogen, oxygen would be air, and nitrogen would be the fire. And fire elements consist of your cardinal, Aries, your fixed, Leo, and your mutable, Sagittarius. So Aries is more basically projecting the self, thinking about the self, expressing the self through a more selfish, direct action, seeking out new frontiers, being a pioneer, thinking about how to move from one area or one place or one frame of mind to another in a very fast and direct way. Self-reliance, self-sufficiency. Some people say too selfish, but it's a starter. It's a great starter. The best starter. Leo is all about that joyful expression, singing, music, dance. Leo is also ruling the heart, while Aries is the head and the cerebrum. And the blood, iron, Aries. But back to Leo. So Leo is creativity, self-expression. It is the sperm, so it rules creation. Anything, whether it's a physical person, like it rules children, and the act of lovemaking as well. It takes love making to make a child, as well as creating anything. Creating a book, creating a song, creating a dance, creating a new frame of mind, and being very passionate. Sagittarius is also passionate when it comes to going out to travel and seek adventure. Seeking adventure and raising their consciousness. All the fire signs are the life signs because they deal with the ego and the identity. And they want to receive validation. They want to shine because it's fire. It has a little bit of that look at me element. Notice me, validate me. Sagittarius is more about the higher mind and basically being validated or expressing your passion through philosophy, through cultures, through different cultures and customs and religions and belief systems and philosophies. And you can be Italian and move to Japan and get into Vedic Indian culture. Very Sagittarian. Anyway, so the earth sign energies, the earth signs are Taurus, which is the fixed earth, Virgo, which is mutable, and cardinal earth, which is Capricorn. And the earth signs are much more stable, grounded, earthy, if you will. They are more focused on practical day-to-day things, your bank account, how to organize and fix things in the daily world, being of service, and dealing with the five senses. I know some people say we have more than five senses. I'm talking the physical senses, the actual physical senses that are tied to Taurus. So Taurus is the very earthy and sensual. It's ruled by Venus and the moon. Venus rule and moon exaltation. So it is all about having a good quality of life and working towards your goals, which are about security and passion and expressing your sensual side of nature. And again, liking to relax and be calm and breathe in, take it slow, take it easy, enjoy the beauty and the aesthetics around you. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and Virgo is mutable, so it's much more nervous in energy. It's very analytical. It's very perfectionist, discriminatory or discerning, picking what's best for your daily routine. It rules the gut. It rules what you eat, your health. It's the number one sign of health. It's part of the health axis too, Virgo Pisces. So Virgo is all about being of service and wanting to be of service to other people that can better yourself. You're servicing yourself, health, and everything like that. That's dealing with your daily routines and your diet and organizing, fixing things that need fixing. And Capricorn is very, very constructive as well, dedicated to bettering society or focusing on professional, career, reputation, status. It's part of the parental axis with Cancer. Capricorn takes responsibility and duty seriously. Capricorn is also about, all these are financial. All the earth signs are financial, whether they are more prudish in their spending or they're more big spenders, and what are you spending on? These are all very, very earth-related elements. Questions? To the air signs. Now, the air signs are all about, if you notice the air signs, they kind of, they all are two lines. All the air signs are lines. They all are basically two lines, right? Libra's two lines, like the rising and setting. Libra's two lines. Let me show you. Gemini's two lines. Libra's two lines. Aquarius two lines. And they kind of look like the equal sign, some of them. And they're two lines because they're showing you that they're polarized. They rule relationships, you and the other. Like Libra is literally the relationship zodiac. It's all about you and the other. All right? It's all about you and the other. How do you express yourself to the other? Okay? How do you see the other? How do you want the other to see you? How do you basically express yourself and in partnerships? Partnerships is the name of the game for Libra. Now, when it comes to Gemini is the voice in your head, right? Your consciousness. The angel and the devil on your shoulders. The bipolarity of everything in life. There's a bipolar nature to Gemini. It's very airy. It's directed towards words, ideas, talking, reading, writing, breathing, the lungs, and very quick and nervous. And by the way, Libra is relationships. It also rules love and peace, balancing things, harmony, beauty. It's ruled by Venus and exalted. Saturn's exalted in Libra. And there's a certain attraction and magnetic appeal that Libra has, and it's about basically finding what makes you relatable to other people. What makes you relatable to other people? What makes you want to know other people and to relate and exchange ideas? Social contracts. Open enemies are also Libra. And Aquarius is your relationship to the collective, to three or more people. very important. Okay, I think these signs, I love air signs. They rule technology as well. Relationships, technology, thinking, they're very, very up in the mind. And the water signs, well, there's water everywhere, right? Water is very, very important. The water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And the water signs are very much emotional, about dreams, exchanging information with the transcendental. You know, really, really getting deep into your subconscious and picking up psychic visions, psychic thoughts, awareness, psychic awareness that you didn't know that you had. And we all have some type of psychic awareness, whether you tap into it or not. So Cancer embraces and nurtures people around her, or them. And it's about the motherly instincts, protecting, loving the home environment, connecting to the past, memories from the past, your emotional foundation, your roots, your ancestors. Scorpio is, and by the way, Cancer's cardinal, Scorpio is fixed. So Scorpio rules the intensity. It's ruled by Mars and Pluto. Pluto, modern day. Mars is the traditional ruler of Scorpio. So Scorpio is all about that intense exploration of the self, of your own psychology, of other people's psychology, of other people's money, other people's value, the partner's money, the partner's value. It rules the depths of everything, secrets, taboo nature. Investigations, right? How can you investigate what's going on a crime scene or in the world or in any type of atmosphere where the truth is hidden and you have to go investigating and doing research to pick out the truth, to find it. And Pisces is very oceanic. It is that at oneness of you and everyone else around you. It's where all the signs come to die and get transmuted into the next level. Pisces is a mutable water sign. It's expressing its vision of what spirituality is, what God is to you. The otherworldly atmospheres, institutions. It rules the feet. And whether you're grounded or you're floating in the dream and escapisms of life. So all these elements together, they all work together. They're one big unit. They're not, separate. So, for instance, if you want to combine, let's say, if you want to combine fire and earth. When fire and earth come together, I automatically think of the signs Leo and Capricorn. They're both bosses, right? The fixed fire and cardinal earth. Fire, earth. Those two coming together, I really think of Leo and I think of Capricorn separately, So fire and earth, it's like a steamroller, right? And it can ride roughshod over other people, over other things. Fire and earth is it's like a steamroller. So basically it's like hot lava. Better get out of its way. It's passionate, but it also has the means of production to get things done. With passion and identity behind it. And it could be very restless, and it could smother other people, and they might have an ultra-realistic outlook, and better watch out if their outlook is not realistic. So then we come to fire and air. Fire and air is ultra-masculine, the ultra-masculine signs, right? But not just that, fire and air together. There's a very strong active nervousness around there. Fire and air together, I would think of Gemini and Sag. Also fire and air signs, right? Fire and air is brilliant communicators, all about traveling and thinking. And again, the traveling signs are Gemini and Sagittarius. They do rule the traveling signs, which has to do with a lot of fire and air energy because they cannot stay still. They're not grounded. They are not grounded by nature. That's the problem with too much fire and air They can be overexpanding, exhausting, maybe irrational at times, because they they can just go on a whim and really put all their beliefs and wisdom into one thing, whether it's true or not. They can back up something or someone and be all about it, and then next thing you know, it was temporary. The ship sailed or the ship sunk, and they move on to the next. They are visionaries. There's good and bad to all of these. Fire and water. When I think of fire and water, I think of Scorpio. Right off the bat, I think of Scorpio. And Scorpio is, again, a water sign, fixed water, but it's ruled by Mars, which is fiery. And even the co-ruler Pluto is also, it has that fire-water nature to it, Pluto. So fire-water produces steam, highly volatile. And it can bring a lot of confidence and courage towards their emotional expression. Giving themselves, they can be extra sensitive, or they can be extra sensitive to things, but they can really also bring that caring side, that caring nature towards their passions, towards their greater visions, making it more humanitarian. And again, they can suffer from depression and frustration and irritability if the water puts out the fire, right? Earth and air together. When I think of earth and air, I think of Virgo and Aquarius. Virgo is an earth sign. Aquarius is a fixed air sign. And a Virgo is a mutable earth. So I think of those signs because, Virgo being a mutable earth, it's kind of like dirt. Taking dirt and throwing it into the air or blowing it and the dirt just becomes like little particulates floating in the air. They become one with the air, the little earth. And Aquarius is fixed air, and Aquarius is it's ruled by Saturn, which is very earthy, right? And Aquarius is an air sign, so you're mixing the element of earth and air. And again, it's very airy because it's futuristic. It's about these grand ideas, rebelliousness, but it has that sense of community and wanting to build a better future or build something within a community, an ideology, a gang, a group, friends, a network. So that would be the materialization, the earth side of that air. Earth and water together, I would think of, let's say, earth and water, I would automatically think of the Taurus-Scorpio axis or the Cancer-Capricorn axis, which is earth, water. But right off the bat, Taurus, just Taurus in general, it is Venus and Moon. So it's an earth sign, but it's also got that little bit of watery nature from the exalted moon. And even that Venus kind of passionate nature and emotional nature, you get that watery sense for a fixed earth sign like Taurus. And then, of course, Cancer and Capricorn, you're dealing with the moon, watery, water sign Cancer, and Capricorn is Saturn in an earth sign. Again, earthy ruler, earthy sign, earth, water, that axis, especially Cancer, Capricorn. So it's like a muddy, sticky combination with a lot of potential, very feminine. Earth and water is very feminine. Sometimes they could be too stuck in the mud and they got to really come out. They need someone to take them out of their depression and get them moving. They could be stuck at times and they need that little push behind them. You don't want to grow stalagmites or stalactites, So earth and water can be very good at shaping that mold, that clay, getting that steady growth. Overemphasis on too much water can turn the earth into quicksand. You don't want to stay stagnant either. You want to make sure that the emotional growth is there. Air and water, I think of Aquarius and Pisces. Air sign, fixed air sign is Aquarius. Mutable water is Pisces. Now, when it comes to Aquarius and Pisces, think about it. They are the last two signs. They are the psychic signs. Matter of fact, the last three signs, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, that's the psychic sphere, or the psychic quadrant, or the watery quadrant, because it does rule the collective waters, the last three signs, and they all have some type of element of water to their nature, right? Capricorn would be the sea goat, the goat with the fishtail. Aquarius is an air sign, but the water bearer. He's putting out he's tossing the waters from his urn or from his water bottle, right? And those waters are the futuristic technology that's going to affect the population, or the AI technology, or any grand ideas that can go against the grain but be for the betterment of humanity. And Pisces, of course, is the last sign, the mutable waters, where everything comes, all the signs come together to die and get transmuted and reborn in Pisces. So air and water is a great etheric combination. Air and water is very effective when you have grand ideas and your emotions and humanity and serving humanity and being compassionate to humanity and combining the etheric spiritual realms with the logical and realms of education and rational thinking, logical thinking, combining that with the metaphysical and emotional and astral realms. So you get the two last signs, Aquarius and Pisces, in my opinion. When it comes to the elements, I can sit here and talk about these all day, but again, they emanate from the top. They get broken down into the dualisms, right? The dualistic, the Taurus field. Like I said, the black sun emanating. Then they break down into two, right? O is 2, because the day chart is literally the upper and lower quadrants, which is day and night. So, and then from there you get the 4 elements, and triplicities, quadruplicities. It's very interesting.